Today we're talking about gold's secret weapon.
And no, it's not jewelry demand.
It's not inflation prints.
It's not retail panic buying. It's policy.
Because gold isn't just traded, it's managed. And its undervaluation isn't accidental. Let's get something straight right out of the gate. This is not about some cartoon villain pushing a button. This is about incentives, tools, and market plumbing that all point in the same direction. Gold competes with confidence, and central banks defend confidence for a living. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. If gold were allowed to price freely, without intervention, without leverage distortion, without paper dilution, it would be sending a message central banks do not want broadcast. A rising gold price says currencies are losing purchasing power. Debt is unstable. Policy credibility is cracking. So instead of letting gold scream, they muffle it. Quietly, mechanically, legally, and they do it with paper. Let's talk about the mechanism. Gold is priced globally off futures markets, not off physical bars changing hands. That's the first trick. In the paper market, you can create effectively unlimited supply with a keystroke. You don't need to mine gold. You don't need to own gold. You just need margin and permission. Futures contracts, options, swaps, unallocated accounts, these instruments allow massive synthetic supply to hit the market instantly. And when that paper supply shows up, price reacts. Not because more gold exists, but because more claims exist. This is the same structure we've already exposed in silver. Price crashes without metal moving, volatility without delivery stress, until suddenly there is delivery stress. Now zoom out to central banks. Central banks hold gold, a lot of it, but they also oversee the financial system that prices gold. That's the conflict. On one hand, gold is a reserve asset. On the other, a rising gold price undermines fiat credibility. So what do? You don't ban gold. You don't confiscate it. You financialize it. You turn it into a paper product. You make exposure easy, cheap, and leveraged. You let speculators dominate price discovery. And then, when gold starts to run, you apply pressure. Margin hikes, verbal interventions, coordinated selling, getting another placeful days, and getting another people of vets. The computer of the stability is that may be submitated to entreblant other conflict. You can still rether with Christinger's many residents professed. You can't getting more protective dollars, but they make themselves product. And then when you play themselves completely loved in state their gold. You mean gold starts to run? Ididity events. Coordinated selling during thin hours. Not to kill gold, just to cap it. To keep it orderly. To keep it contained. To keep it from sending the wrong signal. Now here's the part the media never explains. Central banks don't need gold to go down. They just need it not to go up too fast. Gold rising slowly is tolerable. Gold exploding is not. That's when people ask questions. That's when confidence shifts. That's when capital reallocates. So gold is allowed to grind higher until it threatens narrative control. Then it gets smacked, hard, and always in paper. This is why you see gold sell off violently on no physical news. No mine discoveries, no demand collapse, no sudden glut of bars, just futures dumps, just paper waterfalls. Sound familiar? It should, because it mirrors exactly what we've seen in silver. Paper crashes, physical tightness, premiums widen, vaults drain, and the disconnect grows. Now let's talk psychology. Central banks don't have to convince you gold is worthless. They just have to convince you it's boring, range-bound, frustrating, unresponsive. They want you chasing tech stocks, crypto narratives, yield products, anything but the asset that quietly measures monetary debasement. Gold doesn't promise upside stories. It exposes balance sheets, and that makes it dangerous. Now here's the irony. While gold is capped in price, central banks are net buyers of physical gold. Read that again. They suppress the signal while accumulating the asset. That's not hypocrisy, that's strategy. Price discipline for the public, insurance for the issuer, and it tells you everything. So what am I watching? 1. Paper to physical stress. When physical demand refuses to back off despite paper selling, pressure builds. 2. Currency credibility events. Gold doesn't move first, it moves after confidence cracks. 3. Policy mistakes. When central banks over-tighten, overprint, or lose narrative control, gold reprices violently. And when it does, the paper market won't be able to stop it. Now, hard take. Gold is not undervalued because the market doesn't get it. It's undervalued because the system needs it that way. But systems don't get to decide forever. Paper can cap price. It cannot create trust. And when confidence finally breaks, gold doesn't ask permission. It just reprices. If you want the real commodity story, not the sanitized version, subscribe and hit the alarm bell, you bitch, because this isn't about gold going up. It's about what happens when the truth can't be capped anymore. I'll see you in the next one.